Hello, good morning friends. Welcome back to your favorite channel Code One Digest. Today in this tutorial, I am going to cover what is interface, what is alias, and what is union in TypeScript. Yes friends, so in this tutorial, I'll explain you interface, alias, and union one by one with an example, and then we will run the code and see the output as well. So stay tuned and watch this tutorial till end. It is going to be very exciting and informative. Okay friend, so in the previous tutorial, I have covered what is enum and what is object type, what is a complex types in TypeScript. So if you have not seen that video, go and watch the previous video. The link is given on your screen and also given in the description section of this video. If you don't know what is enum, how to use it, and how to create object in TypeScript, so go and watch the previous video. It will be very helpful to you. And I have also created a complete playlist of TypeScript. You can go and watch all the lessons on TypeScript. It's a complete tutorial, it's a complete course of TypeScript. So the link is given on your screen of that playlist. Go and watch all the videos. I have explained how to install, how to set up, how to create a project of TypeScript. So go and watch a complete playlist if you want to learn TypeScript. Okay friends, so here is the agenda of this tutorial today. I am going to cover interface, alias and union in this tutorial. Okay friend, so now let's start with the coding. So I have created a lesson 4 and the folder you see here in Visual Studio Code lesson 4, and I'm going to cover interface, alias and union today. So let me show you the interface. So interface fills the role of naming types. Okay, so interface are used to define a type. If I say interface car, that means I'm defining a type car. I can have an object of type car, right? So that's the meaning of interface. That means it helps in defining a type or a kind of a contract. So if I say car, that means it's a type where it will have three attributes: name, model, and mileage. Right, friends? So let's see an example and understand that. So I'm defining interface car with three attributes: name as a string, model as a string, mileage as number, right? And then I'm creating a variable my car. I can say my car is of type car, initializing the attributes with their value. Name, let's say Maruti, model Brezza, and mileage 20. So this is what I am creating a object of type car. So interface helps in defining a type. Okay, like we have a string as a type, number as a type. We are defining a new custom type car here, and then creating an instance, creating an object of that type. Right, friends? So if you see, I have initialized my car is of type car with the value Maruti Brezza and 20. And now I have written a function print car. I'm expecting an object of type car. And then in that, I'm printing that car object dot name, model, and mileage. And then I'm printing the whole car object at once. I'm also printing it type of that car object as a whole. I'm passing this my car into this method, right? So what we can do is we can take this and put it here. So I've defined a car interface. Then I have defined a function to play with that object. Then I'm initializing an object of type car. Finally, I'm calling that method, calling the function with an instance of a car. If you see, I have defined another instance, my car Toyota of type car, value name as Toyota, model as Innova, and mileage 20, right? And again, I am calling the function. It will print the Toyota car. Okay, so additional properties. So it will not allow me to add any additional property if I use a type here. So let's say I'm defining my car 2 of type car and I'm trying to add year to it. So it says year is not an attribute. Year does not exist in type car. Right, friends? So additional properties are not allowed when you're initializing an object of a particular type. Okay, so optional properties. So if you see I'm defining another car, my car optional properties with the car, where it is not letting me create that object, it says that attribute mileage is missing. This instance is of type car but doesn't have a mileage defined. If I add mileage and say 10, then it will happily accept that. We can also make certain attributes as a optional attributes. I'll show you that example. You see this interface, root. In that, I have three attributes, three properties. That is name as a string, taste as a string, and price as number. But price is an optional property. So when I'm creating my fruit apple of type fruit, so it is not crying that price is missing here, the way we have seen in the car. Okay, so it is happily accepting name and test and creating an instance of a fruit, and I'm printing it here, right? And I can also create another fruit with price attribute as well. So I made the price optional. So this price attribute may or may not have value. So what we'll do is now let me run and see this. Okay, so I have opened a command prompt and I'm in that lesson 4 directory. What I'll do is tsc interface.ts. Now I'll compile this. So it is now compiling the code and creating a JavaScript file. Now what I'll do is node interface.js file. It is printing the car Maruti Brezza 20, the whole object. That instance is of type object. It's okay. So car is of type object. Then this is another car Toyota Innova 20, printing full object, and type is again object. Now if you see here, we have defined fruit as an object where we made price as optional. First time we are initializing Apple object with only name and taste. Price is not there. But when we initialize another fruit orange, so we give value to name, taste and price attributes. Right friend? So I hope the interface is clear to you. Okay friends, so now let's see alias. What are alias in TypeScript? Type alias allow defining a type with a custom name. That means we can give another name to a particular type. Okay. Type alias can be used for primitive like string or more complex type like object or arrays. So here is an example. Car year. This is a type what I am defining. So it start always with a keyword type. Type, you have to write type and then car year. So car year will become one of the data type for me. And it is equals to number. That means I am renaming number and creating of its type into a carrier. So for me, number is now alias with a new name that is carrier. Same way, I have alias string into car type. I have alias string into car model, right? Now, so I'm defining a type car. It's a complex type, okay? So it is not a variable. It is a type what I'm defining. Type car, okay? And is equals to what I'm saying. Year is car year. That means it is number. Then type is car type, that is it is a string, and model is car model, that is a string. And now this car itself become a type. So now what I am doing is I am defining a variable my car Innova of type car. Okay. So it expects that it will have year of number, type as a string and model as a string. So what I'll do is I try to give a number value here. Let's see what happens. So it's give me error that number is not assignable to type string. The expected type comes from the property model which is declared here on the type car. Okay, so here in the car it is defined car model and car model is a string. So we cannot give a number value here, right? Then finally I'm printing the type of my car Innova, that is this, and I'm printing the whole object my car Innova, and I'm printing a type of individual properties. Let's run this program and see what it prints. So I'm doing tsc alias.ts. Let me run this. It will compile and create a JavaScript file. Now I'll say node alias.js. So see it's printing the type of that instance is object, and this is where I'm printing the whole object, and these are the type of individual attributes, string and number. Right friends? Friends, before we proceed in this video, I request you to subscribe this channel to grow Code One Digest family. Friends, I'm creating a lot of quality videos on programming, coding concepts, design pattern and design principles, cloud and container technologies, but I'm not getting subscribers. I request you to like, share and subscribe this channel so that I can grow our Code One Digest family. Thank you. Okay friends, so now let's understand what is union in TypeScript. Union types are used when a value can be a more than a single type, such as the property can be a string or a number. In that case, we can use union. We also use it for OR kind of operation. Okay, and we represent it through a pipe symbol. So let's see an example of union. I'm defining a function print status code. Code is a variable name and its possible data type could be string or number. That means this code can have either string as a value or number as a value. Both are allowed. So if you see at line number 10, when I'm calling that print state code function, I'm passing a number value 404. And at line number 11, when I'm calling the print status code, I'm passing the string value, right? And both are working fine. There is no compilation issue. And when we run it, we'll not get any error. Now let's see an example of type error. So if you see this, the code I have commented is I'm writing function print status code 2 where I'm saying code it's maybe of type string or a number, and in console.log I'm saying code dot to uppercase. Now here interesting thing is this code can be a string or can be a number. Therefore this code dot to uppercase is giving me an error. Why? Because to uppercase is only applicable to string type but will not work with the number. Hence it is giving me error. If you see the error, it will say property to uppercase does not exist on type string or number. Property to uppercase does not exist on type number. This to uppercase is a method on a string but not available in a number. Hence we are getting error. Clear? Let me comment this and I'll run this code and show you. Let me do that. tsc union.ts. Now it's compiling and it will create a JavaScript file. And now I'll say node union.js. See, so it is printing both the values 404 as a number, as a numeric, and 404 resource not found error, okay, as a string. So in the function, as we have defined, the function can take argument as a string or a number, hence it is working absolutely fine. So I hope the interface, alias and unions are clear with you. Okay, friend. So this is my GitHub repository, Code One Digest, and this is a project, TypeScript complete tutorial. Here I have already provided all the lessons, all the chapters so far what I have covered. So what we discussed today is lesson 4, and lesson 4 having all the files here, TS file as well as JavaScript file. So you can download this project, you can clone this repository and download the code and play with it. Okay, friends? Friends, if you like this video, so give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for the more interesting videos. Click on the bell icon for the latest video notifications and do not forget to share this video with all your friends and colleagues. This is very useful information for students, beginners and software engineers. I am putting a lot of efforts in creating these contents. So please help me growing the Code One Digest family. Please subscribe to Code One Digest channel for the latest programming and technology related videos. Thank you.